We are in northern Uganda, and this is a government-funded medical clinic. Now, sanitation is terrifically important. In fact, putting in a borehole and not a pit latrine doesn't make any sense, because without the pit latrine, what you have is people who are defecating just out on the field. The rains come and it finds its way to the water table, and everything is compromised. And so you have to do a study, find the best place for a pit latrine, educate the people to use a pit latrine, and then you move on. What really shocks most people is this, that you've got 1 billion people on this planet who don't have access to safe water, which is stunning. But you have 2.5 billion people on this planet who don't have a toilet. Can you imagine that? 2.5 billion people. We take sanitation for granted where we live. But here in a place like northern Uganda, it's absolutely life-saving. So I'm going to take you now and show you this pit latrine, which has never been used. It's brand new, funded by Crossroads and CETA, and it will be very encouraging, I think, for you to see it. All right, this is the pit latrine that I wanted to show you, but before we take a look at it, I want you to meet two men who are critical to the success of this whole project. One, of course, is Chester Van Heusen, who a lot of you know as our international field rep for Crossroads Missions. And the other is Pastor Johnson Ogema, who is a part of the pastoral team that leads Victory Outreach Ministries. And together they've played a critical role in making this day happen. Now, first of all, Pastor Johnson, this is a government-funded medical center. Why did you decide, as the leader of a ministry in this area, to put a pit latrine in something that the government had already funded?
Yeah, what we normally do, we work with community and community leaders. So we go to a particular sub-county and then we contact the sub-county leaders and then we tell them our willingness to help them. And so normally they direct us to a place where the need is really immense. Like in this particular case, they directed us to this place, and when we came, for sure there was a need that the people, patients who come to this dispensary, they need some help, but after that they need a place where they can go.
Tell us what we have here. I mean, it's beautifully finished, a lovely pink color, cement construction, properly vented and all that, but what essentially are we looking at here?
We're looking at a two-stall ventilated pit latrine. This particular latrine would probably take about, I would say, 10 years before it would actually fill up. And then we have the potential of having a truck come in and also empty it out again, and so that it has an extended life.
Now, Pastor Johnson, does this make you unique? Like, are there not other communities of faith, other church organizations, other faith-based NGOs who would also be very, very ready for something like this? Or are you kind of on the cutting edge as it relates to the faith community engaging with the needs of communities in general?
Well, thank you for that question. We are a church, and because we are a church, we live with the community, and we feel with the community. And so whatever bites our community bites us directly. So when an opportunity comes, and we keep on talking to our friends and partners about the need of our people, and so when opportunity like this comes up, we actually work at it accordingly, and then we are happy when it takes place just like this one. So we appreciate that.
When we ask you to help, this is a part of what you do. This is real world stuff here. And you're working with men who know what they're doing, who have accountability structures, who are here. It's a sustainable ministry, and your money is well invested. And when you think in terms of your money being matched several times over by CETA, it makes a lot of sense to do something over and above what you normally do at Crossroads and support a project like this. Anything that relates to sanitation or hygiene has a huge impact, not only for the good of the community, but ultimately for the good of the soul of the community as well.